Welcome to Issues of the Day, where we discuss key issues in the news. I am Nana Daneji. Joining me today are Mr. Usman Taleeki and Mr. Talub Amole, our in-house reporters. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Headlines: 60-year-old man dies in a Jigawa hotel after checking in with a young woman. Arewa Youth Group rejects a proposed Kwankwaso-Obi 2027 presidential ticket over power rotation. Police are investigating the death of a 60-year-old man who died after checking into a hotel with a young woman. The woman is being questioned while an autopsy has been ordered to determine the cause of the death. I think let's start with Mr. Talib. Mr. Talib, is it right that the woman is being already facing public scrutiny before the autopsy and police investigation are complete?
Of course, people will hear their opinion when they hear such incidents. We are talking about two, so to speak, adults, although one is a bit older, check into a hotel and one lost his life in the process. So definitely that will raise concerns in the public, especially when you look at our cultural orientation in Nigeria. So people will begin to speculate that, oh, if that is your wife, why do you need to go and check into a hotel? So definitely people are bound to talk about it, but what matters is the final investigation from police to actually know the cause of his death. So that's just my short take on that.
Mr. Taleeki, should hotels be legally required to have emergency medical response procedures for guests?
Well, before going to that, maybe I would like to add some things from what my brother Talub said. This has become a kind of order of the day, looking at what happened with the former governor of
Ebonyi State. And now Minister of
also
Works.
serving as the minister in Tinubu administration. Normally, if issues of this happen, like something of similar to this happen, you cannot stop people from talking about it. They will definitely talk about it. That's why it's all over the media. But what matters is that should not let people to go and be delivering their final verdict on the matter and consider, yes, they are when you look at the Nigerian law, there are two grown-up adults that whatever they opt to do with their body, as far as there is a kind of a consent from the both parties, is something that is legal. So legally, you cannot. It's not right that people maybe would start giving their verdict on it. Of course, the family of the deceased, they deserve a thorough investigation, maybe by the concerned authorities, to make sure that maybe if there is something fishy, the orchestrators will bring to the book. But by the way, that's by the way. I just want to maybe elaborate more on what my brother just said. Then, coming back to the issue of maybe the hotels should provide
medical response procedures.
I think in some of the, maybe you go to the 4-star and 5-star hotels, there are already provisions of that, because it's something that concerns the infrastructure of that particular place. But maybe looking at the cost, hotels, they are levels.
Standards.
Yes, the standards. Yeah, you find that there are hotels here in Abuja and maybe all over the country where by a night you need to pay 100 and something K, 200K, 500K, up to 1 million per night. So all those 4-star, 5-star hotels, you find out that I stay in some, and I see that they have that provision already, where if there is something happening that you need whatever it is, emergency, whatsoever, you can alert the reception and they will be there to provide their distance. Of course, there is the provision, but it's the matter of infrastructure. You cannot expect all the hotels, maybe a hotel where you spend a night and then give 20,000 naira. You expect them, no, like they cannot afford that because of the infrastructural cost of it. So this is something that is subjective. Of course, there is a provision, but it depends on your financial capability and all of that. I
And
think
also,
this might.
if I may add
Yes,
so,
please.
just a one line or two sentences on that, I think it's also a matter of policy as well. Whether you are a five-star or you are a low-class hotel, if government has drawn out a policy that, okay, there should be some certain level of medical facility that everybody who's going to open hotel and hotels should have, I think it doesn't care whether you are up or you are down. So the point is that you are bound to take care of the medical challenges that happen to your guests within your facilities. I think also that will also go in a long way to help people. You know, anything can happen to anybody, even if you are not in a hotel. Anything can just happen when you are working on the road and everything. So our medical emergency in Nigeria is quite a bit low. So we need to really work on it, and it's something that government should look at and make provision for.
Mr. Taleeki, anything else to add?
Yes, I agree with him. It's like maybe if government will be able to do that, but you know, especially this government, they are doing everything possible to make sure that they did not, like, they are not overstepping into the private sector, because you know, like, too much of intervention from government, in sometimes it scares the players in the but it's fine. This is health sector is a very important issue, so it's good if government can look at the policy, maybe to craft a policy that will oversee that. Maybe before you establish a hotel, before you'll be given your certificates to operate, you have to present that at least we have some level, maybe basic,
like a first aid box.
Exactly. That you can do something in the case of emergencies. That's great.
Okay, thank you so much. Now on to our second story. The Arewa Youth Merger Group and Hausa-Fulani Coalition have rejected reports of a possible Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso Peter Obi 2027 presidential ticket, insisting Nigeria should maintain the North-South power rotation principle. I guess I'll start with Mr. Taleeki. Can you explain for us the North-South power central discipline, first of all?
Well, this has been an ongoing issue for years, and both the two regions have been crying foul. Like people from the southern part of Nigeria will say, if you start counting from when Nigeria gained its independence, that's from 1960, though the first republic just lasted, I think, 6 years before the 1966 coup. So by the way, if you start counting from there, the people that have ruled Nigeria, you find out that people from the northern part of Nigeria, they spend more time in office. But people from the northern part of Nigeria, they always discard that argument, saying, no, you cannot count on military, because military is not a government that was voted by people. So when we talk about maybe the exchange between the two regions, we are talking about what started in the Fourth Republic. That's maybe after the coming back of the democracy in 1999. And if you count from there, you will find out that Obasanjo, who is from the southwest, from the southern part of the country, he spent 8 years in office. Then Omar Musa Adwa came, though the arrangement then was for him to also spend 8 years in office. Unfortunately, he died. And the person who took over from him, his deputy as of then, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, power, he was not ready to surrender to the North, and he contested again, which he won election in 2011, 2015. So that's where the confusion entered. So if you count from there, you find out that maybe from the 1999 to date, like the South has spent 6 more years than the North in the office. So this is one of the things that have been creating confusion. So you see, if you look at the issue, both the southern part of the country and the northern part of the country, they have their argument. But for me personally, I believe it is high time for Nigeria to discuss the issue of tribal differences, and regional differences, yes, and issue of zoning, to just focus on who is ready and who can deliver, who can do the work, who can do the assignment. So this is something that will continue going on. You hear people from the north, from the south crying foul, but that's not what Nigeria needs actually. I know we will elaborate on it maybe in the course of the discussion. I'll let my brother to also.
Yes, just quick to that one, because you spoke a lot about that.
Yes.
I just think the principle started when we returned to, like he said, to democracy in 1999, this Fourth Republic rather, and that was between the PDP rotation of managing Nigerian large, diverse ethnic groups, because then we were just coming from military to democracy. Then they give Yorubas the opportunity to field two presidential candidates that we had, Olusegun Obasanjo and Olufalaye. So it's believed that after the turn of Yoruba, or the southern part of the country, so to speak, after they spend the 8 years, then power will come back to the northern part. But if you look at it, these are the way that the elders at that time thought that we could manage the tensions, political tension that happened between the north and the south. But now going forward, is that what Nigeria want to continue with, or we wanted to look at people that have the ability, capacity to turn good of this country without looking at where they come from? It's not necessarily that, it's from the north, it's from the south, but I believe that I should be people, individuals who really have the interests of Nigerians at heart.
Competent
so it doesn't
individuals.
matter. I can vote for northern people for 8 years, another 8 years, northern people, so long they are delivering the dividend of democracy to people. So I think this group that is championing this matter, if you look at them, they are a pro-party civil organizations, and they are trying to just lobby Nigerians for their own party to win the next election. It doesn't matter
for personal reasons.
For personal reasons. It doesn't matter at where people come from, or people should finish 8 years and another one. No, I don't believe in institutional presidency. What I believe is people, a government that had a core at its heart, good governance of people. So if it's an Hausa man that is president and the cost of living is down, security improve, business are thriving, who cares about where you come from? So that's just, I want us to look at not the regions, but the ability and capacity of the person to lead us well.
Okay, Mr. Taleeki, anything to add to this?
Maybe I have to go down and be more specifically on this group, like the what they call themselves, the Hausa something planning group. I read what their argument was, like maybe in the context of what they try to frame it. Most of the time, maybe all the English they put there, they were just trying. I don't see them trying to promote maybe a national unity, because they have been bringing issues about maybe what happened in the 1966, the coup, the military coup, which according to them they frame it as the Igbo coup, that maybe the Igbo people and the people from the northern part of the country, they have been political enemies, which is not true. It's not true. And I don't think at this critical moment where Nigeria needs its people to come closer and work for the benefit, or maybe for us to move the country to something better, it's the right time for even the authorities to allow certain groups coming out and foiling this kind of maybe sectarian belief into Nigerians. Because whatever happened in 1966, it happened. Of course, there was a coup in that happened, I think, on the 31st of January, 1966. But later, there was also a counter coup, which happens in July. And it was led by most of the people from the northern part of the country. So, whatever had happened then, military took over up to when it came to 1975. That's the beginning of the Second Republic. And then, who was the president then? Shehu Shagari came and took over from Obasanjo. Obasanjo handed over power to civilian precisely. And then who was his deputy? Alex Ekome,
yes,
who is also from the southern east part of the Nigeria, and he's an Igbo. So you see, you cannot say that like the Igbo and Hausa people, they are enemies. They have been political enemies. No, we are not enemies. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, whatsoever tribe in Nigeria, we are brothers. And like to achieve our national unity, to achieve what we want, to move Nigeria forward, cannot happen until when we come together. So of course, I believe with the issue of the regionalism, maybe we have to yes, we are very diverse in Nigeria. We have over 250 ethnic groups. So our leadership, maybe our hem of affairs should portray that diversity. We have to include people from all parts of the country, because we have competent people everywhere. But that should not be a reason for some certain group whatsoever they call themselves, Hausa-Fulani group, Igbo group, or Yoruba group, to come out and be foiling tribalism in the country, and then just for the sake of them to promote their own personal interest.
Okay.
Yes, and the motives of their party.
Thank you very much. For more details, subscribe to Citizen TV on Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok. My name is Nana Daneji. Thanks to my guest, Mr. Usman, and Mr. Talib. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Have a lovely day.